Fun. Hello, everyone. Okay, I'm going to share my screen. And as we know, you can't share a screen without saying you're going to share a screen. I'm going to very quickly mention what Vonage is, if you haven't heard of us. So Vonage API is the suite of API tools, which really helps you create apps that communicate. We used to be known as Nexmo several years ago. You might have known us back then by our previous name, Nexmo. We were acquired by Vonage in 2017. And so we have APIs to really accomplish a lot of different things. SMS is one of our classic APIs. Voice to create interactive voice calls, either over normal PSTN, like normal phones, or SIP, or programmable SIP, which are those big trunk boxes, those like business phone utilities. We have programmable video API, conversation API, which is actually really cool, along with which is in beta, along with our messages API, which lets you build like chatbots with Facebook, WhatsApp, etc., Viber, things like that. And then we also have a range of client SDKs that build iOS and Android applications and JavaScript applications as well. And then we also have like cool utilities help you actually get these things done. So we have SDKs in some very popular languages, including Nexmo Ruby. So our SDKs are still named after our legacy company for now. So Nexmo Ruby, which is the SDK that I help maintain, which is our Ruby SDK. And then we have one in .NET, Node, PHP, Python, and Java. We also have a CLI to get things on the command line, and then framework libraries on top of our SDKs for Laravel and PHP world, Rails for us in the Ruby community, and Spring in Java land. So that's a bit of what we are. What we're actually going to do together very briefly is we're going to send an SMS together. So if we actually look at the API reference for SMS API, it's relatively straightforward. So to send an SMS, you would send a post request to this path, rest.nexmo.com/SMS/format, and you can choose either JSON or XML. The request body is an XWW form URL encoded, and you pass in your API key, your API secret. We can ignore that for a minute. From to text, and that's essentially all you need. So using the SDK, so the SDK gets established here with instantiating instance of it, Nexmo client, passing in your API key and API secret, and then create an instance of the class method for SMS of send. And it takes in a few parameters, the from, which you recognize from the API reference we just saw a moment ago, the to parameter, your text, and you can also, one of the things here, type, and type is important if you're sending non-English letters, Unicode. So in this case, we're sending a little bit of Hebrew, Shalom, Ruby Chaverim, hello, Ruby friends. And you can either pass this in as strings or use environment variables. And little environment sample file here, what that might look like. And this app is a very small, tiny Sinatra app, which basically boots up a Sinatra server and lets us make a request to this route, which will then send the SMS, and we can watch it happen. So let's actually boot up that app. The app is now booting. We see it's there. And if we go to this ngrok, by the way, so we're using ngrok in the background because the API sends you back payload data to your event webhook, so you can actually see the data happening real time, and we can take a look at that as well. But if we send the SMS, there it is, we should see, if we look at the payload data, there we go. We saw that we just got back a response from Nexmo, which says there was a message, it was sent to this person, and this is how much money is left on my account. And it was HTTP status 200 OK, which means it was successful. And then over here, you can actually look at the message. And the message is right there. Shalom Ruby Chaverim, which is really cool. Of course, it's just the beginning of what you can do with the Vonage APIs. Really cool contact center applications you could build. really interactive chatbots, video chat rooms, all kinds of interesting. One of my colleagues just built a chat roulette kind of dating app recently for the Tel Aviv community. All kinds of interesting, fun stuff. And if you actually want to get around playing with it and trying it out, we do have a coupon code. Of course we do. It's ISRB20. So Israel.rb 20 is the code, ISRB20. And it gives you 10 euros of credit. It's valid to be activated until the 13th of September. You can use the credit however long you would like, but you need to activate the coupon code by the 13th of September, and that gives you 10 euros of credit to play with the APIs. That's basically it for me. Back to you, Benjamin.